If you are a parent, you have probably noticed that today's teens and tweens are less independent and spend less time with friends away from their families. In fact, the number of high school seniors who say they gather with friends almost every day dropped from just over 50% in 1976 to around 35% last year. And that's according to a University of Michigan study. So our next guests, Dr. Becky Kennedy and Dr. Sheryl Ziegler, are here to help you. That's right. Dr. Becky is the founder of Good Inside, a popular online parenting platform with more than 100,000 paid subscribers. And Dr. Sheryl Ziegler, she is a child psychologist and the newly minted teen expert at Good Inside. Good morning to both of you. Dr. Sheryl, let's start with you. So you say that it isn't about tweens or teens being lazy or entitled. So what is this less independence about?
So I think that parents have, coming from a good place, parents have really overly involved themselves in their kids' lives, right? High structure, not a lot of free time. And so
Sheryl, that's what we're supposed to do.
We are? still do the bath for them?
Did I say that out loud? Yeah.
At some points you
I'm sure
are.
your kids are looking at this and they're going, preach.
Yeah. And that's it. We have to let go, right? We have to allow that independence. And not if you have a younger kid than a teen, it starts earlier, right? They can do things like bathe themselves or make some simple meals. And allowing that space for them gives them that freedom when they're teenagers to trust themselves and to be able to be competent and do things. But if we don't do that, then yeah, they're not socializing as much. They don't have as much free time and they don't know what to do when they're bored because they're so highly structured.
So whose responsibility, Dr. Becky? Is it the kid's responsibility or the parents' responsibility?
You know, I love that you use the word responsibility because it's nobody's
I see it as that.
fault. Nobody is at fault here, right? But we are the leaders of our home. Like, we're the pilot of the plane. So if something isn't going right in the passenger cabin, I could blame the passengers, but I think the perspective is, wait, in a good way, I have the power in a good way. So I can look at the structure and the rules in my home and I can say, ooh, what do I need to shift a little bit so my kids can become more independent and go on to be more resilient adults?
So we sometimes need to course correct. Your parents, your readers say to you, listen, we need to change, help us change.
And I say that is an amazing first step. It is never too late. That is one of the number one things. Oh, it's, you know what, my kid's 16, my kid's 14, it's too late. No, I always think if you look back, then you think it's too late. Oh, it's been 16 years. But if you look forward, you think, wait, I'm going to have a relationship with my kid for so many more years going forward than back. And so in a way, I'm early. So let me figure out the shifts to make. And there's so many years ahead.
But you understand then why when teens turn into young adults that they struggle with real world, real life complications. You've heard the stories of parents being off to the side when their children are doing Zoom interviews, right? Or even calling their employers to offer excuses as to why, you know, little Timmy or little Betty didn't get the assignment in on time.
That's right.
So how do you then, you recommend scaffolding.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
So I think the big zoom out here is we've started to define good parenting by smoothing the road for our kid. We want to not prepare the road for our kid. We want to prepare our kid for the road. They're going to get rejected from an interview. They're going to not be able to buy the house that their friend can buy. And in those moments, we want their body to say, I've been here before, not with a quick fix. But that's why when our kids are young and they say, oh, I wasn't invited. Oh, this is hard. We don't want to define good parenting by rescuing them. We want to help them tolerate that moment because that's what's going to really help them in adulthood.
So, Sheryl, the best way for parents to stay connected, and you can speak of what you know. Your daughter Issa's here, gorgeous, getting ready to go to college. By the way, she gives you an A++ for your parenting.
How nice was that?
So what is the best way for parents to stay connected to their teens?
So I think a reframe of understanding that when they feel like they're growing up or they're pulling away, two things.
And we feel rejected.
You feel so rejected.
Yeah.
Like, one, that's developmentally appropriate. That's what they're supposed to do. We're raising adults, right? And number two, they're growing into themselves. If you don't think of it as like, you're growing apart from me, but like, wow, how amazing. You're growing into yourself, and I'm going to give you the space to do that, and I'm going to trust you. It's so powerful
but my
when you say
inclination is to smother you.
Yes.
You're running away from you. I'm following you.
Yes.
So how do I resist the urge to do that? And then what do I do?
Yes, yes. So I think really getting grounded around, if I do that, I'm actually prohibiting my kid from doing all the things, spreading their wings, failing. Like, that's the hardest thing to do, is like, let them go and watch them fail at times. But then we say, we want our kids to be resilient. Well, the only way to get resilient and have grit is
so
fail.
true.
Yeah, but
So
when
true.
if I see, my daughter's 3, I'm a new parent. If I see a boy push my daughter or girl or anybody, I'm like, I'm gonna.
Well, that's dangerous. But I think the thing to add
Don't beat
on.
up the children.
No,
Yeah,
but,
right.
no,
Come
but
on.
I'm joking.
Why I oughta?
No, I'm joking. But what I'm saying is, if my daughter feels that she's been rejected at school, I feel heartbroken.
Oh, well, I think so do we.
So do we.
Right? This is hard.
Well, we got to go to commercial and pay these bills. Dr. Becky, Dr. Sheryl, thank you so much. We appreciate you.